Hi there, I'm Pastor Brian, and it's time for Questions from Kids. Today, James from Fort Morgan, Colorado asks,
God has done so much for us. What can we do for him?
James, you are absolutely right. God has done so much for us. You think about how he's provided so much to us, how he's provided food, places to live, friends. But more than that, you think about how he's given us Jesus. He's given us salvation, that wonderful gift. And God has done so much. And I appreciate how you want to do something back for him because he's been so good to us. It kind of reminds me of the Bible story this week that we see David recognize that God had given him so much, he'd taken care of him so well, and he desired to build a tabernacle for God. But we know that God said no, it was not going to be David who built the tabernacle, it'd be his son Solomon. Instead, God went above and beyond and said, David, you're not going to do something for me. I'm going to do something more for you. And he told David that the Messiah, that Jesus would come from his family one day. See, here's the thing. It is right and good for us to recognize all the good things that God has done. But what we want to have happen in our hearts and our minds is that drives us toward thankfulness, that we are grateful for what God has done and that we're just in awe, that we're just blown away how good God is to us, even though we don't deserve it. What we don't want to have happen is for us to feel obliged to do something back to God to repay him for what he's done. That is really misunderstanding God's heart, and it's misunderstanding God's grace. God gives us all these things because he's good. There's nothing we can do to repay him. And if we try to repay him, what we're doing is we're saying, God, I don't want to accept your grace. I want to make a deal with you. I want to make an arrangement with you, and you pay me something and I'll pay you back. And that puts us as equals to God, and we are not equals. So here's what I want you to do this week. When you think about how good God has been to you, think about how much he's given you, how much he's provided for you. I want you just to be thankful. I want you to be grateful in your heart, and that's it. Just sit in that for a few minutes. Just think about how God is so amazing. Think about how much he loves you, and let that develop love in your heart back for him. And let that love and gratitude motivate you to live for him this week. Not because you want to earn what he's given you, but out of gratitude for what he has given you. That's a key difference. So how can you show thankfulness to God for his good gifts this week?